Welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us for the Melbourne Grand Prix breakfast. Now, our next guests this morning are joining us as a team. The first member started his F1 career in 2009, but it was his debut year in 2012 with the Lotus F1 team that saw him claim 3 podium finishes. He is the 26-year-old from France, Romain Grosjean. Now, he's joined by the 2007 Formula One world champion. He joined Lotus in 2012 after a 2-year break where he competed in the World Rally Championships. And 2012 saw him finish 3rd in the championship in his first year back. He is the Iceman, Kimi Räikkönen. And the 2 drivers are joined here this morning by the Lotus F1 team principal, Mr. Eric Boullier. Please welcome the Lotus F1 team.
Good morning, boys. Thanks for getting up early. We appreciate it. Eric, you come and sit next to me. We'll put the drivers on that one. You sit here, please. How you doing, Romain? Morning. Kimmy? How's it going? Well, thank you so much for taking the time out. Eric, you've been in racing a while. Have you ever in your whole career heard anything as funny as Kimmy's message on the radio during the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? Leave me alone, I know what I'm doing. I'm still laughing about it now.
Me too, but maybe not exactly when he said it, you know. I had to manage, obviously, the engineer and the people who say, oh my God.
It was a magic day for you and the team though, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a great and magic day. I mean, the first win for the team since we started to take over. And obviously having Kimi, you know, racing the way he did, it was fantastic.
Kimi, you obviously made your point on the day, and you've got a new race engineer now. Is he terrified to speak to you on the radio?
No, I mean, I have the same race engineer than last year. There's a lot of talk in the press, but actually Simon was talking in the radio during the race and qualifying, but all the work is being done with Mark Slade always, and Simon was helping us there, so that hasn't really changed. And I mean, it's a big story out of really nothing, because for sure there has been many times we talked different things in the radios, but this time it came out of TV. So I mean, okay, some people like, some not, but well, I mean, there's nothing odd behind it really. But
it didn't do any harm for your popularity, I can tell you that. People really loved it. I mean, am I right? Your fan base is amazing. I don't know if you're aware of just how many fans you have around the world. It's quite incredible.
I mean, it's good always to have fans, of course, but I mean, we'll rather have them than not to have. But of course, we are not here to. I'm not really trying to please people. I try to do my own things, and if people like, some people like, some not. And but you know, any fans is good, and it's nice to have them.
You've raced for McLaren and Ferrari, but what does it mean to you to race for a team that lets you be yourself?
I always be myself. Sometimes a bit.
Whether they're late or not, right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I got some problems, but that's pretty okay. So, I mean, every team is different. Of course, English and Italian teams are working a different way than I was in the Swiss team when I started. So, everybody's trying to achieve the same result, really, but in probably a bit different way. And I had a good time with Lotus, and I still have a good time with them. So we try to achieve as good results as we can, but still it's a pretty relaxed team, and it's a bit more open, I would say, and not so much politics. So I think everybody's enjoying working there, and of course it's not we don't have all the results than the big teams, but we still managed to do a very good job with what we have, and we try to improve on those.
And Romain, you're one of the fastest young drivers in Formula One. It looks like this year you've got a really good car under you. Do you feel that the first win is around the corner?
Well, I think first part of the answer will be tonight, after the qualifying in Melbourne. You know, winter testing has been pretty good for us, even though the conditions were not perfect with the very cold European temperature and rainy, so we are pleased to be here, where it's sunny and well, not today, but...
Has it started raining while we've been in here, by the way? I've been in here a few hours. Is it raining outside, do you know?
Not yet. It was in the morning, so it's in between, but no, I think answer will be tonight after the qualifying. We know that we have a good baseline. We are part of the top 4 or 5 teams. So it's going to be very interesting.
Well, a bit like Pastor Maldonado, our previous guest, you were a big hit with the stewards last year. Have you promised yourself you're going to stay away from them this year?
Well, I don't think I have much choice. You know, I think last year there were some incidents, too much, that's for sure. Some good podiums as well, and I know what I have to do this year to avoid that and be more consistent.
Well, Eric, I know you've been one of the most proactive team principals in terms of reaching out to Formula One fans. You've done fans forums events around the world. What do you think of this event this morning?
I have to say I'm impressed, and I think it's a very good initiative from the promoter to organize, and from Andrew. I know he contacted me on this to organize such an event, and I'm happy that we could attend it, and I can see the quality of, you see the commitment of the promoter behind, and happy to be here to please the people and fan and share with them.
What more do you think can Formula One do to reach out to fans around the world?
Maybe doing more events like this. I think it's very good to promote F1 and to obviously please the fans, because you see fans are always eager to get in touch. But I think the Melbourne Grand Prix obviously is a one model already, where you are living in the city, having the race in the city, and we have a direct contact with the fans when we leave the tracks and being back in the hotel. So it's a good model.
Kimi, away from Formula One, obviously you like to do all sorts of thrill-seeking things. I know you're a very keen snowmobile racer, but what gives you the biggest thrill outside of a Formula One car?
It's difficult to say. I enjoy to do a lot of things, and I like to do motocross quite a bit. It's quite a nice sport. It's very difficult, like many sports outside. If you're not doing it all the time, it's a big challenge, but it's also good training. So maybe one of the things that I spend most of my time outside.
You wore a James Hunt replica crash helmet in Monaco last year. What is it about him as a character that you like so much?
I don't think it's just him. It's probably more the time in the past. It was a bit different from Formula One. Of course, now it's normal with the big sponsors and big manufacturers and everything behind everybody. So he will get a bit more difficult for everybody, and it's not so open and relaxed, and maybe it will automatically change because there's a lot of money behind it. So I think on those days it was a bit more interesting Formula One.
And the final word from Romain. With the car you've got, can you challenge Red Bull for pole position, you and Kimi, today?
Well, it seems tough, but you never know. We're going to try.
Well, listen, I wish you three guys the very best of luck. Thanks again for taking time out this morning. I know how busy a Saturday morning is at the Grand Prix. The Lotus F1 team, ladies and gentlemen. And over to Harry, who's with the Ferrari team.
Indeed, James. Well, for a lot of